So yesterday I was driving to school and I was listening to Green Day. I have a Green Day CD in my car, and I'm essentially just it's too much effort to switch the CDs in my car, and I've been listening to the CD a lot lately because my Bluetooth speaker is being weird. Like my speakers are working fine in my car, but if I use my Bluetooth speaker, it's wonky. Anyways, I was listening to my Green Day CD, and Wake Me Up When September Ends came on. And usually I don't like zone in on any one song. I'll like sing along to a random line every once in a while. And nothing really hits. It's just like it's music. It's something to make it so that I'm not just driving along in silence. But Wake Me Up When September Ends came on, and for some reason I really zoned in on it yesterday, and I really felt the grief for the first time in a while. The grief for having lost my dad. My dad's been gone for 11 years, 12 years. How old am I? I'm 25. He passed away when I was 14, so 11 years. So it made me, reminded me of the grief and how grief, well, it reminded me how grief is like an ongoing process and never really ends. But for some reason, I started thinking about grief and forgiveness and the connection there. And I, after the song ended, I turned off my radio and I opened voice memos on my watch and recorded and hit record and started talking to myself so I could like get my thoughts out there and remember what it was that I was thinking. And I thought about how grief and forgiveness are both, in my experience, processes that are for the person experiencing them in an ideal world. Because I know that like in some places, in some families, in some toxic places, like you might feel pressured to grieve the loss of a toxic person or something, or you might feel pressured, not grieve, you might feel pressured to forgive somebody for their benefit, but really, in the end, grief and forgiveness are things that we do for ourselves. We grieve to feel better, to process loss. We forgive to process the emotions. Like, I'm not forgiving people so that they can feel better. I might still think, in certain cases, I still do think that some people should rot in hell. But I don't think I should rot in hell while I'm still alive. So I let it go. And that's what forgiveness means for me, is letting it go. That's what forgiveness means for me. But but grief and forgiveness are intertwined for me. They're related. They're processes that are for the individual going through them, for the individual, not for others. I just felt like sharing that for some reason.